Every day a new day, move things, do things like my life a movie, ayy. Every day new day, move things, do things like my life a movie, ayy. Every day a new day, move things, do things like my life a movie, ayy. Every day new day, move things, do things like my life a movie, ayy.
What's up, everybody? We are back in the building, right here, Smoking Tingz Dispensary and Smoke Shop for the Smoking Tingz podcast. Remember to come visit us at 1705 North Capitol Street Northeast for all your adult goodies, chocolates, flour, mushrooms, drinks, edibles, whatever you need. We're here. So with that said, we'll do our intros, and we got a special guest in the building today. But before we get to him, we're gonna go around and introduce ourselves again. It's yours truly, Ebou Taal. I'm Black, I'm African, I'm a Virgo. To my left,
Dr. Jane Doe if you nasty.
Ow.
Jane Doe.
Yeah.
Big Rob 5826. Keep it knocking, but I ain't gonna let you in.
Big Rob if you nasty.
and this your boy Eddie B, man. Showtime.13, Showtime with a Y. We here.
We
back.
are here. And we got our brother with us today. Been trying to track him down since day one.
Mm-hmm.
The busiest man in the DMV, maybe on the East Coast, maybe in the United States.
Oh,
Our brother. Listen, I had to write notes today with your resume, and I know I missed something. So you tell me what I missed. EO is over there. He's gonna let us know. But obviously, we got DJ Quicksilva here. We got the Quicksilva Show. We got the TV show Love and Marriage DC, the DJ Academy. We got the Wrestling League. We're at several clubs in DMV, Park 1942, Darna, Zebby's, and a slew of other venues. Mocha Fest.
Man,
Y'all got Elevating Jamaica. I know I've missed something because you got a 10,000 jobs. Club downtown Baltimore, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So with no further ado, our brother Quicksilva in the building. Yeah. Welcome. And I appreciate you taking the time to come. You know, we know your time is very, very valuable. So we appreciate you.
I'm honored to be here, man. I'm always, I'm humbled. I don't care what interview I do, whether it's anybody. Anytime somebody has an interest in talking to me, I'm always open.
Yeah, man. You
try to make myself available. I try my best.
No. Yeah, we've been talking back and forth to try to, get you all here. I know your schedule has been crazy, as it always is.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad you were able to make it today. But yeah, no, we wanted to get you in here, man. You obviously have a story. You've been around DMV for your whole life. And I'm sure, you hear from many, many people. You've touched different people in different ways throughout the years.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up as a DJ, coming up from Baltimore to DC and radio and all the things you're doing now. So we just kind of wanted to tell everybody your story, because you're normally the one doing the interviews, or people are seeing you. People are seeing you, DJing at all the different venues, but they might not necessarily know your full story. They probably get bits and pieces of it here and there on your social media, which you're really good with, not just throwing the parties out there, but letting people know who you actually are. So yeah, let's just start from the beginning, man. Baltimore. Your parents, your background. Let's just start it there and we'll go from there.
Oh, man. Short story, my backstory is hours long. Like I said, I'm born and raised in East Baltimore, Shady Side Road to be exact. That's the east part of Bmore.
And they named the street after you, didn't they?
I got they officially named the street I grew up on Quicksilva Way. Which is crazy. It bugs me out because it really bugs me. And the mayor, shout out to Mayor Brandon Scott, that they did on my birthday, which is so crazy because let me tell you about the street and then we come right back to the backstory. But I remember when they first announced the street, some of my neighbors who lived around there when I was kids, they'd go to all the houses and tell them, we renaming the street Quicksilva Way. Is anybody opposed to it? Blah, blah, blah. And a lady who grew up with me, she said when they knocked on her door and told her that they were renaming the street Quicksilva Way, she started crying. And she's like, I thought you died.
Wow.
She said because most times things like this only happen when somebody dies. Like nobody gets these type of flowers when they're alive and well. You got to die or get old or be sick. Something has to be wrong before people like, okay, he's a good man. Right. So she said when I found out that nothing was wrong with you, it bugged me out because I'm like, I've never heard of somebody getting a street named after them unless it's like a business and it's in front of your street, like your in front of your smoke shop, you name it, whatever, right? Yeah. She said so. That, but when she said that, I'm like, that's crazy. I didn't think about it that way. And a lot of things I've done in my life, I don't even realize the magnitude or how big they are until I kind of like go home and take it all in. Yeah. But I remember being around Shady Side, which is now Quicksilva Way. And I think somebody asked me when I was around there why I was so emotional. They're like, no, you've done everything. I've won every award you can win. East Coast DJ of the Year. I have 2 Global Spin Awards. I mean, I have every accolade you can think of. And I said the difference between this is something that can't be replaced. Yeah. With an award, I'm the East Coast #1 DJ as long as that year I have a great year. But next year you can take it. But next year she can take it. Right. With Quicksilva Way, that's there's a kid right now growing up on 1642 Quicksilva Way.
That's crazy.
Like that's when you put that in perspective, like that's unheard of.
It is.
Like that's unheard of. But like I said, I'm born in East Baltimore on Shady Side Road, now known as Quicksilva Way. My dream was to be a football player. And I played instruments. I played drums, I played piano. But at the age of 10, my mom passed away from cancer. And that was the year I started DJing. So my mom never saw Quicksilva. She never heard of Quicksilva. I was Rico Silva when she passed away. But at the age of 10, I'm in East Baltimore doing all the wrong stuff, hanging with the wrong people. We can understand what that means. Yep. Well, I'm incriminating myself on the podcast. But at the age of 13, I got shot. I got shot at 13. I was paralyzed for 9 months. And that ended my football career. So from there, once I came home from the hospital, I still was 1 foot in, 1 foot out, but I still was DJing. And my dad was my biggest supporter. Like that was the guy who would take me to the clubs before I got my license, and this was the guy who took so much because I was a young kid. So I started DJing at the age of 10. By 14, 15, I was already DJing in clubs in Baltimore. So his family and everybody like, you're such a bad dad because why you let a 15-year-old kid be in the club? You're setting him up for failure. And now as a dad, I see how that looks. Imagine you going to the park tonight as a 14-year-old DJ.
Your son. This is your son is DJing now.
But I'm not allowing him to do adult clubs. Right. I was in an adult club. Yeah. So it was illegal. Everything was illegal.
It was illegal.
But it was the 80s or early 90s.
It was the 90s.
The early 90s.
But fast forward at the age of 18, right when I was graduating high school, my dad died. So, you recap a guy that's 18 years old in East Baltimore, no mom, no dad, I didn't go to college, no college degree, all I knew was hustling and DJing. That's literally all I knew all my life. My life could have really went left there. But I think at that moment is when I realized, I want so much more for myself, as much more for my life. Yeah. Because if I go down the path of where I'm going, I know where that ends. It ends in 2 places, dead or in jail. That's it. There's no in between. Right. So I started taking DJing really serious then. By the time I'm 18, I'm popular in Baltimore doing all the high school parties and all the clubs and everything. And by the age of 21, I got my first big radio job, which is a station in Baltimore called X1057. And I remember one of my OGs telling me, like, when you first start making some real money, especially some legit money, you got to invest, buy you a house. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take his advice. So 21 years of age, I bought my first house. I bought my first house in Owens Mills. And if you know Owens Mills, from Baltimore, moving to Owens Mills, when you're from B-More, it's like being in D.C. and moving to Potomac. It's like you made it. So back then, Owens Mills was like all the Ravens lived out there. You had to have some money. So I'm a 21-year-old kid where all my other friends is trying to figure out life. I'm buying a house. Yeah. Here's the bad net, though. Unfortunately, if you know anything about buying a house, you got to go to closing. That's when you get your keys. I closed my house on Tuesday. That Friday, I got fired.
What?
That Friday I got fired and I lost everything.
Damn.
Like when I say I lost everything, I lost.
You got fired from the radio station.
From the radio station because the station flipped formats. So if anybody knows radio, I didn't do anything bad. So everybody got fired. It wasn't just me. The whole entire station.
So they went from like hip hop to like
hip hop to talk radio. To talking country radio.
Damn.
So they fired the entire staff. Everybody got fired. And I just spent all my money closing on my house. Gratefully, I always say relationships are important. So while I was in Baltimore at the time, I met Lil Mo, who she was my co-host on the radio. And the same year that the station went off the air was the same year she was dropping the album with Forever on it. And she's like, bro, what are you doing? Y'all say, I ain't doing shit. I just got fired. I'm hoping I ain't got to go back to doing something wrong. Like, I don't know what I don't know what my plans are. Yeah. And she's like, I actually got a tour break come out. You feel like being my tour DJ. I was like, hell yeah, I ain't doing shit anyway. I'm broke. I ain't doing shit. Literally ain't doing shit. So I linked with Lil Mo, go on tour, and that tour changed my life. That was 2002. Because right from there, that's when I met Missy and Fab, and I became their DJ. So I was touring with all of them. Nice. And then the big tour that I don't know if people know, that really changed my life was the Rock the Mic tour with Jay-Z and 50 Cent. So that was the first big tour that I did. I was a DJ on the Rock the Mic tour. And that tour was life-changing. Because that took me from being this local DJ to within because it was 30 cities in like 2 months. But in 2 months now I became a national DJ. Yeah. I'm a national DJ. So now I'm getting, booking offers all over the world. And right when that tour was over, it was 2003. And that's when I decided I wanted to get back in radio. So I'm like, damn, I don't want to go back to B-More because by this time I'm already a national name. I got to kind of go up. I was like, but I don't want to move. I was like, where's the closest top 10 market that I don't have to move and I can still be close to my family? Yeah. I was like, I may as well go fuck with DC. And that's how I ended up coming to DC.
Right. And you started off at PGC first.
PGC. Yeah. And people don't remember, like it's lovely that I get a lot of love now.
Yeah.
But when I first came to DC 20 plus years ago, it was brutal on me. Because I was oh my God. I was a Baltimore, Alabama. I had white tees down my ankles,
big dress,
my dreams, my 4XTs. Man, they was clowning this shit. This Baltimore, Alabama saying, dude, two.
Hey,
when I tell you, he not gonna last. He not gonna last. It's not gonna happen. It's impossible. No way he gonna come to DC and take over. And I heard all this.
Nah,
they on the radio going crazy on. I remember it was so bad at one point. Like, my guys, my street guys, like, I remember, like, they was talking so much shit about it. They was calling, like, yo, we need to come up. Like, yo, you all right, my nigga? Yeah. I'm like, nigga, it's the piece from radio guys. They have no street in them. Like,
nothing.
They just talking
shit.
But if you don't know, just imagine, like, your guy hearing somebody saying, fuck that nigga, he a clown. Yeah. Nigga, let's go see. Like, you said it. Now I gotta come see you.
Right.
But I had to, like, because I knew what my plan was, I had to just ignore a lot of, of course I fell into some of the bullshit at first. But, to whom much is given, much is required. I knew I had the hustle. I knew I had the talent. And I knew I was something different.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've been consistent. And consistency mixed with talent and hustle has made me who I am today.
Yeah, no question. And you just going back to what you said with, all the radio stuff, being from B-More and coming to DC. Mm-hmm. And, I remember you from the beginning of your career. And then, we met, you DJ one of my parties in Bethesda. Mm-hmm. Alizé was out of town.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, Quick can come DJ. I was like, Quick from PG? Like, y'all cool? Because he was KYS. He was a big DJ. You big DJs. So I was like, and that just speaks to like y'all's friendship too. Like y'all were in rival stations.
Absolutely.
Like going head to head for real as who you were. But he was like, yo, yeah, let me hit him up. And then you came and filled in for him, and me and you've been like that ever since.
Yeah, facts.
But I think what made you who you are is, well, two things for real. Like obviously your skill. Like you are a real DJ. Mm-hmm. Like, I was at Digging in the Crates a couple of years ago that was the funnest party I've been at in like 15 years.
Zay, rest in peace, Biz Markie.
Yeah, Biz Markie and you and Zay and a couple of B Sharp. Actually digging in the crates and going and finding the record and putting it on, putting the needle where it's supposed to be, scratching. Like I'm a DJ guy, I'm a music guy, so I can listen to y'all. I used to be at Alizé's basement sometimes, just listening to him blend shit up. Right. And that used to be like the shit to me. So
people forget that I was a turntablist first.
Yeah.
Because I'm so known across the world now as the party kingpin, the party guy, the radio guy, the celebrity DJ, whatever other shit they say. But like my vision was just to be the best DJ in Baltimore. That was my vision as a kid. I wanted to be the nicest DJ. I wanted somebody to walk in the room and be like, Quicksilva, he nice. That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
And that's how I came in the game. But when I came to DC, one of the first thing I noticed is that, and this was one of my niche. I talked about this before, but people ask me like, how did I come into DC and King the Town? How did I become this person that I am, right? And I said, what it was is that when I first came to DC, you had a bunch of dope DJs.
Yeah.
Super dope DJs, right? So it wasn't just my skill, but what I noticed is that there was two things that I noticed. Most of the DJs didn't talk.
Mm-hmm.
But if you remember the late 90s and 2000s, it was always
Nobody
a dope
did.
DJ
Only Iron
and another host.
Yeah.
Right. You had tons of people that were hosting the mic. Fat Cat.
Yeah.
I mean, go down and listen to people that was hosting.
Yeah,
DJs didn't talk.
They didn't.
At all. Like, we talk with our hands.
Yeah.
And I came from Baltimore in the era watching my OGs like Frank Ski and Kid Capri. They controlled the party by being dope DJs, but they talked.
Yeah.
Right. So when I came to DC, I'm like, dude, these guys don't even talk. Like, I know I'm a standout because I know how to talk my shit and DJ.
You're curating that vibe.
I'm curating the vibe. Shout out to my partner E. He always say curate the vibe. Like I really was curating the vibe because I would talk and DJ.
Right.
And my biggest thing and that really made me stand out is that I don't know if y'all are really Washingtonians, like born and raised in DC, right? I always say it's DMV. Then it's DC.
Yeah.
Right? So the real Washington, that's real uptown,
no question.
Really more than DC. Not Maryland, Virginia, right?
Right.
What I noticed is that when I first came to DC, one of the big clubs I played at, this had to be in 2000, 2003, was Zanzibar. Yeah. That was the first like club I got. That was like my residency every Friday live on PGC.
Right.
Shout out to Foot.
No question.
They still my guy. They still my guy. But I remember being in Zanzibar one night, and I'm DJing at Zanzibar live on the radio, and I had this random idea because I was like, you know what? What can I do to make me stand out? Because I can't come to DC trying to talk like I'm from DC. They're gonna run me out of town. I can't. Hey, what's up, Joe?
Right.
This nigga faking ass. Fuck out of here. So I knew I couldn't be that. Right. And I said, what's gonna make me stand out? And I realized that 90% of the people that were partying in DC were not from DC. Mm-hmm. Back then, all the go-go's was in Maryland.
That's right.
Like, all the black hosts were closed down. So if you wanted to go, you had to go to Legend Temple Hills to the CFE or there was no DC, like real Washingtonians was going to Maryland to party. Right. And 90% of DC was people that went to Howard, they had government jobs, they moved here from Virginia, New York, Baltimore, Philly.
All circuits.
Everything. Yeah. So when I realized, I said, that's gonna be my niche. I'm gonna be the out-of-town DJ for the people in DC. Because 90% of the people that party in DC still to this day, they really not from DC. No. They from everywhere else, but they just live in DC 100%. Now. So I remember like it was yesterday. I remember telling my PD at the time, I said, y'all got this idea when I start the broadcast. I'm gonna shout out to DC, but then I'm gonna say, I need everybody that's like me that's not from DC to make some noise. They said, don't do that, man. You gonna diss DC? That's crazy. You just got here quick. Like, that's dumb.
Not from here.
Right. So I'm like, yo, I'm telling you, it's just gonna work.
But that was the perfect club to do that.
Right. I'm like, come on. I said, the shit's gonna work. And they like, don't do that shit. Don't do that, man. DC, they don't like when you diss them. I said, I'm not gonna diss DC, but ain't nobody from DC.
That's right.
So I'm at Zanzibar. It was like 12:30. It's packed in there. So I'm like, whatever I'm doing, I'm playing whatever I'm playing. And I play a record, and I'm like, shout out to DC. Who really from DC in here? And let's just say it was 500 people there. Maybe 50 hands went up. I was like, oh, shit, it's going to work. I know it's going to work. So then I stopped the music. All right, everybody from DC, make some noise. And you copy, I said, but anybody that's not from DC, make some. Where you from? Scream your city out. Where you from?
Oh, my God.
I said, oh, shit. I'm going to do this every night. Yeah. And that's how I got so big because I became the guy. And then once I really came and moved here, then I just started showing so much love, doing philanthropy, doing giving back, doing community service, all stuff that I'm known for now because I love DC. This is my second home. But as a DJ, I realized my niche because I had to be something different. Yeah. It was already a ton of hot DJs. So I talked and I shout out to people who wasn't from DC. And that shit took me out the roof, man.
Yeah, no, that was definitely smart.
Question. If the genre of music in Baltimore, whole never ball game, right? I understand, no question. Do you still hold a spot for that in your heart? You play that heavy up there?
It's crazy, and a great question, by the way, but it's crazy because, like I said, I'm a musician first.
Right.
So I play drums and piano. So I gravitated to go-go so heavy in the early 90s because back in the 90s, they would always have like these big college parties at Eastern Shore. And they would bring me from Baltimore and bring like Zay from DC or CeeLo from DC, all the DJs back in the 90s. And they would all play go-go and they would always book Backyard. So I remember seeing Backyard and I'm like, yo, this shit is unbelievable. I feel like I was in a rock and roll concert.
Instrumental guy.
Right, and then they playing Skillet. Oh, damn, I'm to play. I'm like, nigga, Winks on the mic going crazy. Hold it, song. I'm watching it. And that's the guy who plays drums. I'm like, yo, this shit is genius.
Yeah.
It's genius. So I always say, you don't appreciate go-go until you see it live.
Right.
But back to the club music, that's how I started DJing.
Okay.
That has a special place in my heart. Right. I started DJing at the age of 10. From age of 10 to probably 16, that's all I played was club. Okay. I didn't own any hip hop. I didn't own any go-go. It wasn't in Baltimore at the time. It was a club music town. Right. So all the DJs from the late 80s to probably about close to 2000.
Yeah.
All the parties, it was club music. If you think of Hammer Jacks where I started, it was all
Hammer Jacks, Odell's. I used to go to Odell's. I used to go to all that.
You couldn't play hip hop. Like literally, there was no hip hop. Like I would play hip hop. Like if a fight broke out, I play hip hop to calm the drama.
Hip hop was ice water.
Everybody calm down. Here comes the rap. Calm down, because like it's crazy. So club music, that's always in me because that's in my bloodstream. Man. Club music made me the dope DJ I am, and how I learned how to scratch and tricks because it was so fast. So by the time I had to slow down and do the hip hop, it was easy now. Because I was so used to doing it. But I love club music. Club music is still home. Baltimore.
I didn't even know there was that much club music for you to be able to play a whole party.
Oh my God, you're a buck. It's like saying, but think it, go-go.
But I just know it from the radio, like 92Q or whatever they played during the mixes.
When I used to go to Odell's, listen, I'm gonna tell you something.
It was no hip hop.
When I tell you jumping, that joint was jump. We used to come from DC to go there, right? Mm-hmm. You know how we have this thing with Baltimore. Right? So when we used to go up there, it's like a risk for us to go anywhere. You did.
Somebody wearing that hobo and madness.
That's right. But when you talk about partying, when you talk about partying, bruh, he'll tell you Odell's was the party. Hammer Jacks, man, you talking about real partying. That's really what people came to do. It was leaving and coming that was the problem.
And the crazy part about that is that you got to think of, and I don't know what the next question is, but our parties are now, most parties are only an hour long.
There you go.
An hour and a half. 2 hours. 2 hours max.
At Odell's and back then, the parties were from 9 p.m. to 4 a.m.
That's right.
And it was packed at 10.
That's right.
So
talk about sweating weaves out.
6 hours, 7 hours.
Always on.
That's right.
Like for 7 hours, you was partying at the club.
That's how it was back in the day, though, man.
I missed that.
Yeah. You missed the real party?
I missed. I mean, now that we're talking about it, let's talk about it.
When the 2000s, I was actually going to Layla and spots like that at 1:30.
Yeah.
Knowing it was going to be closed by 3.
Yeah.
So imagine you paying for tables and bottles and all that. And you only really get a good hour and a half of partying. And that became the norm. But when you go other places, they partied.
Y'all know what killed nightlife in D.C.?
Right.
Bottle service.
Well,
I agree. To a certain extent.
No, bottle service is second. If you remember back in the day with let's go back in the day, DC and Baltimore, but I'm going to stay DC because I've been here for 20 plus years, right? So DC back in the day, if you partied and you had DC Live, you had Platinum, you had Ritz. Then of course you had mega clubs like Ibiza and Love and Pearl. You had all these clubs. H2O, which is one of my favorite clubs back in the day.
Still number one to me.
But you know what all those clubs had? You know what all those clubs had for table service? A VIP room.
Yes.
So back then, there was no red rope.
No.
It was always, if you want to pop bottles and be slick,
over there.
We had one little room for you.
One section.
And all these clubs, it was literally, it was called the VIP room.
Yeah.
Facts. Club was the red room. I mean, 3,000 people in the club. The VIP was only 200 people who really had money who wanted to stunt, right? So I don't know, it was Mark. I can't give the credit. And a lot of people say it was Alex in Atlanta. I don't know if you ask me who started it. But somebody had the idea to say, forget about that room. Let's just put a red rope around it, around the whole dance floor, and put a couch behind it and make them same people feel important by getting behind this red rope.
Integrate.
And literally, when they put VIP tables in the party, it killed the way we danced. Because now, if I wasn't behind the red rope, I felt corny.
And they used to party, man. They used to be dancing, man. They used to be partying.
So that red rope, and think about it. Think about every club you go to now. Everything is table service. To the point now,
everybody's in bottle service, table service.
There is no dance floor.
There's no general pop.
They don't even make dance floors anymore.
That's what I'm trying to explain to y'all.
There's not.
The dance floor is tables.
The dance floor is tables.
You're just dancing around
and
the
not just that, if you don't have a table, if you anybody, you feel corny.
You look crazy.
That's a fact.
Especially with girls. Invite a girl to a club. What's gonna say? You got a table?
You got a table?
Right.
What we doing?
No,
what we doing?
What do you mean I got to wait in line and be in the dance floor?
I definitely know girl. And Jay's not one of these girls. She can be, but she's not. She'll chill at the bar with us when we need to.
I like the bar.
I know
Everybody's
girls
different.
that have nothing.
Right.
And do you have a table?
Yes.
No.
Do you have a hookah?
Yeah, no.
They
want it all. They want it all.
I need hookah, I need a table, I need a comp bottle.
I gotta sit down. What? We're gonna be at the bar in the little corner right there. We're gonna get our drinks. What you talking about? I don't got no tables nowhere, not even in 1942.
That's literally what killed. And I'm a hypocrite because as a club owner, I get it.
That's right.
I get it. So as a DJ, I understand for us that it kind of it took the creativity away because what happened was at one point as a DJ, you were playing for the dance floor. I wanted all the people on the dance floor to have fun. In the VIP room, I really don't care about y'all because y'all ain't dancing anyway. It's only 200 of y'all. But as long as I got her and her friends dancing, I know I'm doing a great job. But then what happened as an owner and then as dealing with owners, they started saying, fuck, can I curse it?
Yeah.
Fuck the dance floor, quick. Play for these tables.
Yeah.
Because right now, I don't care if her and her girls that drinking that beer are dancing. I want this guy to spend Ace of Spades and Casimir. I want the show, the bottle girl. So right now, as a DJ, you stop playing for the crowd. You don't even look at the crowd. You literally all night look at the VIP tables and you shout out people at the tables all day. Shout out my man Evil here in Texas. You popping off. Oh, EO, I see, boy, you going crazy over there. His sign says, I got more money than you. And that was Bottle Wars. So now as a DJ, you don't even care who's dancing. As a club owner, if the club made 60,000, 80,000, the DJ, he killed it. He played the same 10 trap records all night.
Literally.
But guess what? He killed it. He killed it, boy. You see, it was Bottle Wars crazy. Yeah. So for me, as a guy who just started DJing 10 years ago, you might think that's it.
That's what it is.
But for a person like me who remember how it was to have 3,000 people leaving sweating from dancing.
Bruh.
Man.
Like literally sweating. What? Like literally now that
we used to have to be dressed up at the club and still be your shirt, all your polo shirt, whatever it was.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna be honest. I only had 2 DJs, right, that impressed me like it was from somewhere else. I mean, I've seen DJs everywhere, right? But this is crazy. One of my birthday parties I had was Kid Capri. Okay. I remember having me and my partners got together to pay him, right? And I couldn't imagine giving a DJ that kind of money back then, right? The bread wasn't no problem, but the thought of giving somebody that's spending albums their money made me go like this, man, you got to be crazy. And I'll never forget when the first thing he played was that the jump, that Murray jump, Mary. And listen, I'm looking at, and next thing you know, I'm not lying to you. Well, halfway through the party, I just said, I got to book this dude for something else. Like, I was trying to find something to go and get to book him. The second time, it was you. My birthday party. The first joint we did at the pool.
Oh yeah, Calvin Skyline.
Listen, you murdered it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You murdered it. You came in the joint. Look, I'm like this. I said, we got Quick. I said, man, how many DJs got mad? Do you remember how many DJs got mad that I didn't get them? I'm talking about they pulled me on private. That's what they said. Man, listen. I said, listen, Slim killed it. Didn't you like the music? He was like this. Yeah, I said, didn't you like the music? If you wanted my birthday to be a success, then you got to tell me how the music was. You burn that joint down.
I appreciate it.
Then we started doing the CIAA.
Oh, come on. That was my...
But I'm going to show you love.
I was home.
I came in the joint. They didn't have no more tables. Me and Bobby.
Yeah.
We walked in there like this. And at that particular time, they didn't care about how much bread you had or nothing. Everything was booked up, right? Yeah. He saw us, pulled us up into the booth.
With me.
Got some chairs. We got there. We got some bottles over that joint. See, stuff like that, right? To me, it separates you from the other riffraff, people who like to play big and stuff like that. Because people wait till you get out of town and do all kinds of weird shit. But he kept it 100. First birthday, big joint. My man did it. Like I said, your OG would be Capri. Yeah. Capri murdered it back then. And I'm telling you, I was just, y'all, man, beast. Your monsters. I think music is also like you can not like something, but if you don't like music, something wrong with you.
Music is a healer. That's my therapy, man. Like when I'm going through anything in my life, good or bad, I play music.
Yeah.
Think about it. Music is the one art form that really changes everything about you. Right now, she can be having a great day right now, right? And some song come on and remind her of some fuck nigga that she hated back in the day. Just like that, her whole mood is off.
No.
Am I lying?
No.
Am I lying?
You're right. You're right.
And that
was y'all song.
She didn't realize why she mad now.
Yeah.
But that's the power. How many
it's a bookmark.
Have that much power?
No question.
Over a person.
Bring back memories and do all kinds of stuff.
I think, right, for me, I think I'm 30 years in the business now, which is unheard of. Like when I say that, and I'm still young, I'm not old, I'm 42. Yeah. So like it's crazy to say that I'm 30 plus years in the business because most people get a 5 or 10 year run. I'm on year 30 and I'm still at the top.
Still going, yeah.
And I'm getting bigger every year. Pause. But I say that to say is that like for me, what keeps me going still at this level is seeing how I change lives.
Yeah.
When I see somebody that at the market or the store, they're like, man, Quick, I want to say thank you because I was going through some shit and man, I can't, whatever, and man, I was gonna do some fuck shit, and then you said something with the mic, and it made me realize it wasn't that shit. Like little stuff, stuff like that keeps me motivated, man. Yeah. Or when I'm at a place now where I love seeing my young and shy. So many DJs that I've helped along the way. I always say it's a difference between OGs and old heads.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm what they call me the young OG, Uncle Quick, right? Yeah. But the difference with the OGs and the old heads, they get what's the word I'm looking for? Not just hate on the next generation. Yeah. They get intimidated by it.
They be shy.
They think they're about to
right.
And it's like, I'm not doing nothing. And they stuck in their ways like, man, this is how it was when I was I was the man when I was at H2O back in the day. But like, are you the man now? Right. And now it's like they're so arrogant and so angry that when they see another young DJ that's shining, they just automatically hate them. With me, I give them game.
Right.
I warn them, look out for this. Make sure you charge this. Don't take, I always...
Are you a hard critic? Like with your son, are you a hard critic, honestly?
Well, my son, I'm super hard. That's my son. Because you got to think, my son never wanted to be a DJ. And I'm so glad he didn't want to be a DJ because I never want to be that dad that lived through my kids. I never pushed him to be a DJ, never. But my son played basketball for a school. So when the pandemic happened, basketball shut down. Practicing 5 times a week to have a game to being bored.
Right.
Now I'm home, no basketball, nothing
to do.
I'm bored out of my brains there. And around that time, I had my first DJ school I opened up in Baltimore. And he would just call me to the class because he was bored. Yeah. And he was at the class a couple of times. He's like, Dad, I kind of like this. I like, well, you like it, you can take the class. He's like, I can take it. I said, but guess what? You got to do like everybody else. You got to go online, register. You ain't skipping the line. If you want this, if you want it, prove you want it. Right. So I went online, signed up, whole nine, took the class, passed the class with flying colors. And was like, Dad, I think I like this. And then I got him his first gig. And what he loved wasn't the DJ, it was the money.
Right.
He's like, hold on, Dad, I made what? For 2 hours? Oh, now I like DJ. So what I said to him,
I love this.
I love it now. So what I said to him, I said, don't like or love DJing for the money, because when the money's not there, you're gonna quit.
Yeah.
If you ain't got a love or passion for it, that's anything. That ain't just DJing.
Yeah. Right.
If you have a love or passion for it, you got to make sure you love it and you're enjoying what you're doing.
Yep.
So it never feels like work.
Yeah.
If the second something feels like work to me, I'm not interested.
There you go.
So
and you can tell a lot of DJs that just do it for the check, and the other DJs that do it because they really love to DJ. Like, I really study DJs. I've been like that from forever. You know what I mean? From blending to scratching to just how you are when there's just 10 people at the club. And anybody can DJ when there's hundreds of people. You just play the hottest shit
hits.
And then that's it. But when there's 10, 20, 30, 50 people at the club,
and you gotta make them move.
Yeah, they're looking at you. And you making them move.
And still saying they're having a good time.
And they're still having a good
10
time.
People.
Exactly. Like, those are real DJs.
And here's the hard part about DJing for a small crowd. If you play one wrong record, you lose everybody.
Absolutely.
So right now,
they'll walk out real quick.
If I'm DJing in a park, and it's 1,000 people, and I play a song that y'all don't like, and y'all 5 stop dancing, I don't care. It's 995 people still dancing.
Right.
But if I play a party for 10 people and play the one wrong record, and all 5 of y'all sit down, now my party's fucked.
Yep.
So those parties are harder. Those are harder. I'll tell you all the time.
That.
Like, thankful I'm at a level now where I'm not really doing no whack parties, right?
Right.
But at one point, I was doing what they call filler parties just because I wanted to be out.
Yeah.
And when there's nobody there, I'd be like, it's gonna be a long night. Now I have no interest in DJing.
Yeah.
Like, it's like I said, when I walk in the club and it's packed, I'm like,
let's go.
When there's nobody there,
LeBron James time.
When there's nobody there, I'm like,
you in there
tell
trying
the
things
DJ,
out,
he
man.
go another half hour.
Right.
I ain't no rush.
Let me get another great bartender.
He trying new songs.
That shit hard, man.
What's the toughest crowd you ever had? I mean, a large crowd, not a 5-man.
The first big one. Well, the first time I I'll say first, only once. But my first party DJing in my life, I was only 10 years old, by the way.
And hold up real quick, because at 10, like, where did you find that you wanted to DJ, or what was your influence?
Watching Beach Street and House Party.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching Beach Street and House Party.
Okay.
You know nothing about Beach Street? You know nothing about
See, I don't
She's on the porch. That's my car. That's my car. She's young as a mother.
None of y'all know Beach Street?
I'm from New York.
I know
originally.
You don't know what Beach Street is? It's based out of New York.
Nah, I ain't know.
Beach Street is the first hip-hop movie based out of New York, talking about the elements of hip-hop.
Oh, yeah, I got to go back and watch that. I never watched that.
No,
straight up there. Look, I take
You don't know about Turbo and all of that.
I'm going to go check it out.
Breaking is with the one with Turbo.
Crush Groove, for sure. Crush Groove, yeah.
You get a strike back.
Yeah.
But he started so early. That's what I'm saying. About the clubs we talk about. And Odell, man, he had to be like in diapers in that motherfucker.
He said he was 15.
So I started DJing when I was 10. And so my first party in life, my cousin Candace, was her birthday party. And if y'all might not remember, but back then, speakers had fuses in them.
Right.
And, it wasn't no laptop. I mean, I had to have records and turntables with needles, and I put my nickel on the needles. My needle wasn't
any of that shit could break.
Like, anything can break at any given time. But I remember doing my cousin Candace party. I'm 10 years old. And maybe an hour in, it might have been about 75 people at a house. Now, think of it, 10 years old, that looks like
hell yeah.
A million people.
A million. Maybe 75 people came in here right now.
Right.
We
Right.
Absolutely.
It's crazy. It's crazy there. So just imagine being 10 years old with 75 people looking at you, and all of them between the age of 10 and 12.
Right.
So I'm DJing.
That's lit.
And literally an hour in, my speakers blow. And mind you, I'm 10. It's my first time DJ. I don't know anything about nothing. My dad brought me some speakers that he had in the basement. I took this turntable from my dad, bought one from my cousin. I put a system together. I knew nothing about nothing.
A quick system.
I didn't even get paid for that part. My cousin was like, yo, do my birthday party. I'm like, sure, I'll do it. I'll DJ now. So I get there, and they literally started booing the shit out of me.
Oh, Oh my God.
Boo, get another DJ. I mean, they let me have it.
Not at 10.
And I remember not 12, 10.
They started riot.
So I remember going upstairs to my dad, because at about 10 minutes, everybody left. They done booed me. And my cousin down there crying, leave him alone.
Oh my God.
Leave him alone. So I go upstairs to my dad. I'm like, man, I'm so mad. He said, what happened? I said, the fuse is blue. And he said, you didn't have any extra ones? I'm like, extra fuse? I don't know. I'm 10 years old. And he said, well, now you know what not to do next time.
Yeah.
And just like that, my whole mindset was like, damn.
Be prepared. That's right.
But that was the hardest crowd that I can remember.
Man, that's cool.
The largest crowd I DJ for, shout out to Wale. I DJ for him for Summer Jam in New York at the stadium. It had to be. If I'm guessing, I'm going to say 70, 80,000 people.
Wow.
Bananas.
Big boy shit.
That was the biggest crowd I've DJ for. Right now, consistently, I mean, Mocha Fest is a festival I do all over the country now.
Right.
From Jamaica to Cancun.
I had a wild time in Houston.
We're not going to skip over.
Let's skip over Houston. Can we skip? Call on
Yeah, Houston like Vegas. We're on state on.
Talk about that.
Yeah, we saw.
Y'all saw what y'all saw, and it was.
Man.
But that's a big festival I do all over the country.
Yeah.
I do it
Shout out
local,
Mocha Fest family.
International. But then I think one of the outside of the Rock the Mic tour, I think the biggest moment for me to hit me that was like you made it moment. I DJ'd a tour in Brazil, and it was just me.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of times when you tour as a DJ, 90% of DJs who tour, they tour with an artist. So you're the artist DJ.
Yeah.
That was the first time that I got booked to do a tour. I did 5, what they call it, states, because it was Rio, it was Sao Paulo. So I did like 5 different locations in Brazil.
Nice.
And they had booked me, and it was just me. And I remember getting off the plane, and they had like these billboards up says, Brazil welcomes Quicksilva from the United States. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like they don't say like Baltimore's DC, they're like Quicksilva from the United States.
Represent the US.
Nigga, that shit fucked me up. Like, and that was the moment hit me like, damn.
You made it.
Like nigga, you made it.
Yeah. And you have, man. And and I know like you obviously being in radio and DJing as long as you have for different people, do you ever like get like starstruck when you're interviewing some of these guys, or they come to the parties or anything like that? Or have you ever fanned out on anybody?
Yes. So right now it's weird because I don't look at a lot of people that people say celebrities, they're just friends of mine.
Yeah.
Like I talked to them. Like yesterday was Ray Lewis' birthday. I talked to him yesterday. Like people that are fans, I know
you're close with Khaled.
Khaled, Puff, you name it.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx, keep praying for him, please. A great friend of mine. Like all these are friends of mine. Like that I literally talk to. They check on my kids. So a lot of the celebrities that I DJ with and for, I don't look at them like that.
Mm-hmm.
But 2 people that I can say I fanned out for. First person was Beyonce.
Of course.
I remember, and you gotta think Beyonce is a celebrity even to celebrities.
Yes.
You think you're a celebrity until Beyonce walks in, you're like, holy shit. That's God.
Yeah.
So this was actually here in DC. I remember was it the inauguration? Because I DJ Barack Obama's first inaugural ball. Mm-hmm. So I want to say it was
big
that
boy.
Yeah, I might have to fly there.
Barack.
I DJ for Barack a couple times. Westmore. That's kind of a big deal. But seriously, it was that weekend, and I believe it was that weekend. But whatever weekend it was, I remember everybody was in town. JB, everybody was in town, and I remember it was a private party, I want to say at the W or somewhere. But I was DJing somewhere that was like a private event for only like you had to be invited, who's who. And I saw her security guard in the what's his name? Julian? Julius?
Julian,
whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He's been with Beyonce for 30 years. So I saw him, and my mom like, he's never not anywhere where Beyonce's not close.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, fuck is Beyonce? So I'm not tripping. So now I go up there and I DJ, and I'm getting on the elevator. And when the elevator opens, security walks out, like saying nobody can get out. And it's Julian, enough security, and Beyonce.
Wow.
So of course they only leave out the elevator because Beyonce's trying to get the right. Everybody get the fuck right. This is
the queen is
and
coming
I remember
through.
seeing her and we're standing right by the elevator and she like this close to me and Julie's like me and somebody right here. And I look at it and I'm like, okay, what do you say, Quick? Don't bomb.
That's a moment
Don't
right
bomb.
there.
And this is all I can come up with. Hi. and get what she said back. Hello.
That's it.
That's it.
That's funny as hell.
That's it.
And she was gone in the middle.
That was your moment.
But you ain't fucking up, though. You ain't fucking up. You ain't fucking up. It was like,
yo,
I
remember calling my wife. And I said, baby, I just met Beyonce. She said, what you say to her? I said, how? That was it. I said, what the fuck was I supposed to say? It's fucking Beyonce.
I don't know what I would have said.
Like, what do you say?
I don't know.
He said the right thing.
If Beyonce came right now and said, what would you say?
Hey, Gray.
Exactly. You don't know what to say, but hey.
You definitely don't want to wrap them up with the fact that you're in the elevator too.
Yeah.
So that was a fan moment. Now, when you think of Park and 14th, that's my home. I mean, I've been there almost 15 years now.
Wow.
We've had everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
From Jay-Z to the president to
Puffy.
Anybody you can think of.
Anybody you name who's A-list, they've been at Park and I've DJ'd for them on stage or I played their set. But the one person that had me starstruck at Park was Stevie Wonder. I remember I got pictures from that night and I'm so blown because back then, like, you know, now everybody had their phones on. Anytime a celebrity walk in, you record it or somebody recorded. Back then, I think it was on like Twitter or something. It wasn't no Instagram.
It was just moments.
It was moments.
You had to be there.
So you could tweet like, oh my God, Stevie fuck, but there was no video.
Yep.
So I got a picture that night. But long story short, Stevie Wonder comes in and his security who walks him around comes to me, was like, hey, you have any drum patterns? Stevie Wonder wants to come say hi. So remind you, I don't even know what drum patterns are, but I'm not gonna say no. Right. So I said, absolutely, I got drum patterns. I got tons of them. Tell him come on over. Now in my heart, I'm like, what the fuck is a drum pattern? We don't say it's Stevie Wonder. So when he comes over, hey DJ, just put a drum pattern on with no words. I'm like, oh, I said, you want an instrumental? But they call them drum patterns.
Okay.
So I put on Rock the Mic instrumental, and he starts singing. So I'm scratching. So he's singing. So every time I would switch the beat, he would go to a different song. So I'm just literally scratching different records. And we did that for like 20 minutes long. I remember once it was over, I was like, Mark, I don't even want to DJ no more.
You reached through it done.
What do I play now?
You need to
back next. Party's over. Like, let's just turn the lights on. He's like, sure, we got like a half hour. I'm like, nigga,
turn the lights on. It's over.
Nigga, because right now,
it's over.
Everybody was stirring. Like, oh, that's Stevie Wonder. Like, how often, like, you might see, I don't know, Trey Songz or a rapper in the club. When the last time you saw Stevie Wonder in the club?
Never.
You know, I'm gonna tell you, listen, you know what's weird? What's weird, right, is you know, Mother's Day just passed, right? I lost my mom some years back, right? A few years back. My mother sang background for Smokey for 8 years.
Wow.
I actually grew up, right? Sometimes we would go to Stevie's house as a kid. And you know, when you're a kid, you don't know nothing. So you ask him the weirdest questions and stuff like that, right? But it's ironic that he is amazing. Just to even be around him is amazing. So cool, like, and he used to stop when I was a kid, and I would ask the stupid questions. My mother would stand there with her fist ball up. She was so mad. And I even asked, "Can I see his eyes one time?"
Oh man!
And but I was like, I'm gonna tell you what he did.
Listen, flag on the plane.
No, I'm gonna tell you. And you know what he did? He actually took the glasses off, and I didn't realize that his eyes wandered.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's when I found out. I was like, wow, and I'm a kid. But I'm going to tell you the funny thing he did at a party. I whined because they had all this liquor for adults. And his son, and we were kids. And we were like, he ain't had nothing for us. And they had like back-to-back parties. And the next time he had a party, he had an ice sculpture. And he had Kool-Aid running out the ice sculpture for us. And stuff like that, man. That's amazing. That's like, to me, that was like a top-notch play. You know what I'm saying? And so that means that even at the height of everything he's doing, he's still paying attention. You know, but man, you amazing, man. I didn't even know, man, listen. You got more chapters in your book. You got a lot.
For sure.
We're closed.
Closed. Jane in here.
Nah, I ain't here.
That's one-on-one moment.
That is great, man.
I've had so many moments at parks.
So what, you just ran about ear, whatever you thought about playing next, you just played?
I was just playing beats, instrumentals. And there was no rhyme or reason, but every time I would switch the beat, he would switch his song.
Yeah, he was freestyling it, man.
He still go
He
eat
made
down,
it a magical night.
He been at the harbor.
Yeah, one time I was down there eating and I seen him in the restaurant.
Who?
He must really like DC.
No, he goes to the Chinese joint down there. Yeah, but you know what? That's now I did want to ask you something about your equipment. When you were that young, your dad used to get your stuff?
So my first set of turntables my dad bought. I got them for Christmas.
Right.
That's all I wanted for Christmas because I was watching B Street and House Party. I'm like, I want those.
Right.
By the time I was 14, 15, I was already like making money.
You get your own stuff. Yeah.
So then by then I bought all new shit.
You had the techniques and the...
Because I'm sitting back saying, damn, at 10, I mean, even to convince somebody what you want to do, because you know the stuff you ran through with your son, basketball, whatever he wanted to play. My nephew wanted to play ice hockey. I had to stir at him for a long time when he said that. So I bought all that shit, right? I was like,
you never know, and this is for anybody watching or listening, you have to support your kids. And I say that because I was told that DJing wasn't a real job. My teacher in high school was giving me the business because I would be sleeping in class all the time because I was DJing on the radio and I was doing clubs.
Yeah, full-time job.
So I'm in school. I'm tired.
Yeah, the full-time job.
When you give up that little hobby yours and get a real job, that is not real. And I heard that. I've heard that.
That's crazy.
My whole life. Right. Like DJ is not. It's not a real job. It's a hobby. But selfishly, I want to go back and
I was about to ask you. Have you gone back? Have you seen Miss Williams? Whatever your name is.
Look. Now, so you driving a piece of shit.
I'm sure she
knows. If she's still alive, I'm definitely sure she knows.
You just never know what can come out of your kids, man.
Big time.
If you tell your kid they can't do something, you just don't know.
Yeah, you closing that window.
You just don't know. And of course, as a parent, you want the best for them. You want the best for them. But I always say, don't alienate your kids. The main thing, if they show interest in something, support them because you just never know what might come out of it.
Now, how does reality show stuff? How you feeling this? Are you feeling this?
Over that. That next.
No, because
skip over that.
I watched 2 episodes. I'm like this. Oh man, my man really on this joint.
So I'm actually on season 2. We've had So season 1 was 10 episodes and season 2 was 20 episodes because season 1 did so well. So right now we're in the middle of season 2. The first 10 episodes already came on. We're on what they call mid-finale break, and then I believe we come back on in I want to say June, the next 10. So it's been interesting. I think that's the best word.
Interesting experience.
I thought I knew what I was getting into until you're in it. Meaning that with reality TV, you have to be open, vulnerable. You got to be accountable, but you have to have thick skin.
Mentally strong. I was about to say that.
What you have to realize is that when you see me on TV for a scene, that scene was only 2 minutes long. We filmed that day for 12 hours. And now they edited it down to exactly what, made the sense of whatever we were talking about that day. So when you see, it's not, you see a lot of people saying, well, it's the editing, that's not what I said. It's not what I meant. Like, whatever you say, I learned first season, you have to be very careful what you say. Because you might say something and how you say it. Because I could say something as a joke. But now, when they slow it down, they put that music behind it. And now,
dress it out, put some dressing on it.
Shit ain't funny no more.
Yeah, that shit ain't funny no more. And now it's like, as a talent, you can't be like, I didn't say that. Actually, you did say that. Like we didn't put that word in your mouth. Now, I didn't say it in that context, but it doesn't matter. So what I say about thick skin is that sometimes you have to realize in the moments when you say something or do something or whatever the case may be, or you react to something. If you don't have thick skin, reality is not for you because now you're judged by public opinion.
Yeah, you're a target for everybody.
And you have to realize with public opinion, 90% of people don't know you. There are people that watch you on TV for an hour and they think they know everything about you.
Yeah, there's people in your city that think they know you.
Literally, and you got to think on that episode you watch, I was maybe on there 4 times, 2 minutes apiece. So that's 8 minutes of Quicksilva, and now you have a person who knows nothing about me who has an opinion about me, whether it's good or bad. That's the thing. You have to weather it. Sometimes it's a great opinion, but then other days, I'm like, I don't like him that day. On that day when all the people are saying, I hate you, Ebou, I hate you, piece of shit, you have to be strong enough within yourself to be like, I'm not feeding to that. Or just log. If it bothers you, log off for the day.
Don't read the comments.
I would log off every week.
right. It's working with your better half these
comments off.
Hey, brutal.
For me, this is the crazy part. For me is that I've been in the business so long. I'm immune to the bullshit. I've been hating, jealous. I've been bullying for 30 plus years. Yeah. For me, it's a lot. It's like my friends and family. Like they get more bothered than I do.
Right.
So like it might whatever scene. That's just I don't know whatever episode comes from TV and whether it's good or bad. Right. If there's somebody in the comments talking bad about me or my wife, or my cousins and my friends, they are applause.
Giving very much easy.
That's usually how it goes.
I'm like, baby, it's not that serious. No, fuck did they said this and I don't like it. I'm like, dude, like stop. Like it's not that serious. So and back
part of the machine though.
But it comes with the territory. But he said, how's it with my wife? What I like is that we're really not working. Now, it's a lot of work, a lot of filming, but a lot of stuff that you see, it's just like, it's moments that we're having in the house. The problem is, like you say, those moments now are in heightened.
Sure.
Or, it's no perfect relationship. We argue. Every relationship argues, right? But the difference is when you argue with your lady or whatever, you argue and only
privately. Right.
Now, if I argue,
millions,
2 million people saw it.
And everybody got an opinion.
And oh my God, I argue on TV and I go to the store tomorrow. I can't believe you said that.
What you talking about?
I just want to warn you. Who are you? I'm not even, you go to self-check. I'm not freaking you out. What the fuck did I do?
Nah, that's going to be crazy.
But the fans, well, I say supporters. The supporters become so invested in it.
Right. They do.
Because they grow with you. They watch the ups and downs of your life. They watch the ups and downs of marriage and of business. And so it's not easy. But
now you handle it like you hear this a million times. I've heard people tell it to you and I've said it to you all the time. Like you handle all of those realms in your life really well. And, again, the fact that you even have time to do this is crazy to me because I know what your schedule is like. But also, like you said, being that open and vulnerable about your real life with your real wife and kids and
it's crazy. People talking shit.
Yeah, like
everything.
You gotta ignore it. But as the street guy, like nigga, come see me.
You know where I be at every week. On Thursday, Friday.
Wednesday, 1942.
But then you realize, man, this is some kid that's in Idaho with 2 followers. Fuck you. Like, what do I get out of it?
Nothing.
It's a troll page.
Take a note from Kevin Durant. Don't do it.
Right? Yeah, don't do it.
Don't even feed into it. Because for what? You do what you do.
Dave Chappelle got the best quote ever. He always says he gets canceled once a day by saying he says what he wants and he's unapologetic.
Gotta love
it. But he had one of his last specials. I can't remember what he said, but whatever he said. The world was, they were disgusted with him. You're canceled.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't want to say it because I don't feel like
we ain't going to let you do that. We're going to
if I said that somebody like,
it belongs to you now.
One part.
That's it. Big shop it down.
I'm like, that's not even what I said. No. So long story short, let's skip over what he said. But when he said it, everybody was upset. And then he goes on this next special and he says, well, I'm canceled on Twitter. Who gives a fuck? I'm not on Twitter. He's like,
no
dude, why y'all on Twitter tweeting about me? I'm really doing another special making $50 million.
Exactly.
I'm Dave Chappelle.
Again.
That's right. And y'all are home. You like
going crazy.
I don't even see it. I heard.
I don't even see it. Like my team told me that I was canceled. I didn't even know I was canceled. Yeah. But you have to have that type of thick skin, and if not, I'm telling anybody, success is not for the weak. If you're emotional, if you don't have thick skin, stay regular. Because the second you become successful and you become this, now you're a target.
That's right.
You're a target. The criticism comes with it. One thing I tell people all the time: if you're not ready for jealousy, envy, hate, rumors, lies, friends and family being jealous of you.
Crazy.
If you're not ready for all that, if you're not ready for any of those things, just don't become number one.
Anybody.
Just stay reckless possible.
Yeah, and all of us can speak to it. And, Eddie played basketball. He got all the hating. Rob drives crazy cars and has businesses. People hate on him all day. Jane is Jane. You know what I mean? Like, she had the comedy. She be on her comedy shit on Instagram. And like her bad bitch is loading. Like all the shit that she does, and she's around people that are doing shit. But and then I've been just promoting and doing parties and events forever. I'm just me, man.
You got to wrap it up.
Black African Virgo.
That nigga said me.
See, you're people on Twitter now. See, I didn't even say that. But everybody gets it on certain levels on their end. If you're making any kind of splash, and somebody over there is always gonna have something to say, and it comes back to you somehow, some way. It is.
You've never seen a winner hating.
No question.
You've never seen a winner complaining.
No question.
You've never seen a winner being jealous.
I used to have a saying, hating somebody is like you taking poison and hope another motherfucker die from it. Mm-hmm. The only person sick is you.
Facts.
So that's like, you gonna get that. You gonna get it.
And loser always says, this is what I would do if I was in the position.
No, you would not.
Or she only won because she cheated.
Yeah. Gotta be something.
Always
gotta be something. But I wonder, like, you working with your wife, she understood all the things now that you were going through as you were out there.
Absolutely.
And so now she gets a taste of that in a big dose.
And that's what I think I love most about it, especially for my wife, is that this took her out of Quicksilva's wife shadow.
No, she hated that shit.
For her.
Right.
Before you even continue, she actually gave it to me one day, man. This is when you were the Beaver. Ibiza.
I remember.
Yeah.
Hey, Quick's wifey.
I came and she was helping out at the door.
She's with the straight razor.
Quick was like, yo, my wife's at the door. Y'all weren't married yet at this point, I don't think. So you were like, my girl's at the door, Ashley, yada, yada, yada. And I see it, so I knew what she looked like. So I went up to her and I said, hey, Quick's wife. She looked at me with the craziest stare, like, my name is Ashley. I'm like, oh, my bad. I started stuttering and everything. And she was like, hold on. And she made me wait.
That part, man.
She made me wait. She made me wait like 2 minutes, but she still made me wait. And then she let me in, and I was like, oh my God. I see. I see now.
But for years, I think, and this is, man, it sucks when you're married to anybody who's successful. Because one, you're always judged because, people always got something to say about you. They don't know. Right. They don't know your life, or they don't know anything about you. They just know what they perception of you. But more importantly, you become that person. You become
the
Bond's
background.
wife. That's
right.
That's right.
Yeah. Whoever. That's right. Unless you're already successful, like when Jay and Beyonce get married, they're already J and B. It's different than if he married Sally, his friend from high school.
Right.
So, with that, for years, my wife is always super talented, super creative. Mm-hmm. Most of the stuff that y'all see me, it was her idea. Mm-hmm. But because she was my wife, she would always overlook for certain things. You know what I mean? So the show just showed her creativity. They showed her as a star.
That's right.
And now, she went from being Quick's wife. She's Ashley Silver. The running joke on the show is, I'm Ashley's husband.
There you go.
And I'm sure you're like, I'll take the back seat. Let me get my feet up real quick.
Get my feet up. Where's my cigar?
Nah, that's dope, man. So what's like? I know you always got something going on.
What's next?
What's going on next? What you got in the works? I know you guys got Jamaica Elevates popping right now.
Elevates popping in Jamaica. Shout out my partner EO, man.
Every time I turn around, I see a different celebrity going down there now. Fab was just down there.
We got Mocha Fest there and next weekend. Next week.
Damn, next week.
We got everybody. Tingz, Mario. We got a bunch of people.
That's about to be crazy.
No question.
But I think what's next for me, I got a DJ school. I have one in Baltimore and I have one in DC now. So I got one on MLK in Southeast.
Okay.
And I got one in Baltimore. Thank you, man. But it's no secret because I kind of been teasing it. But I have my third location opening up very soon in Virginia. So I have a school in Baltimore, one in DC, one in Virginia. Working on a project that I don't want to put out there yet. But let's just say I'm about to get into the restaurant.
Okay.
Okay.
Love it.
Very, very
Love to see it.
All right.
And in a big way. Like,
So music and food, he bringing everything together. He gonna be like, it's food right here.
Together.
Give us you want right here.
The whole Trinity.
360.
Something that's in the works. Of course, my radio show is syndicated now, so I'm heard all over the world. I'm based out of DC, but you can hear it all over the world now.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats. That's great.
Thank you so much. TV show's going good. What else I got going on? I don't even know. What else? My wrestling league, C3W, is growing at a rate that we can't keep up with.
Yeah, we saw them at the Cannabis Festival.
Yeah, that's big. I seen it there for the first time.
So
I didn't know that was you.
Yeah.
So
that's all right, man.
You and our big bro, Casino.
Casino, my man. No question. He been trying to get me to come there, right? I keep thinking some big jumper gonna land on me while I'm on the front row, and I ain't gonna be walking right the rest of my life.
Man, wrestling is big business. Yeah. I mean, WWF, these companies make billions of dollars.
That's a fact.
When me and Casino said, and Rich, we like, yo, we can get 10% of that. We're good.
Yeah, no question.
I don't think anybody don't mind making an extra $100 million a year.
No question.
Man,
anybody. Right?
That's it.
So thinking outside that box, man.
That's the goal. But I'm always looking for something, man. Like I think right now, the space I'm in is just. I love that I'm able to use my platform, my voice to help people. Quicksilva went from being just a DJ and a radio personality and all the other things. To really being a community servant, to really being, everything that happens, good or bad, I'm always on the front line.
Yep.
Ben
Chilibo recognized you.
Ben Chilibo
last
put me on the wall next to Rock Farm for 20 years of community service.
That's what I'm talking about.
I look at it, when the March on Washington happened in DC, Black Lives Matter, I was the keynote speaker. I'm getting booked now to speak at colleges and speak at graduations, and businesses book me now to come motivate their employees. Like that for me is more rewarding than I still love DJ. That's who I am.
Right.
But this passion for public speaking, it came from my vitamin of the day. I started using the radio 20 years ago, and I had no idea that one day the vitamin of the day would become so big that people would want to book me just to come give a vitamin.
Yeah.
I think that for me, when people say what's next, when I am done with DJing, whenever it is, I don't know.
You can go forever. I don't think you'll ever be done. You might be done in the club,
right.
But you're never going to stop DJing.
Yeah.
Right,
Stadiums only. Stadiums only.
Exactly. Okay, Beyonce.
That's right.
Beyonce Renaissance.
Speaking to existence.
Coachella.
But when I'm done with this, I think my long-term vision is to be this inspirational speaker. I'm not a pastor.
I see that.
But this inspirational speaker, I'm just a walking testimony of never letting what you go through dictate your outcome, or never letting what you've been through dictate where you're going. Because if you're a sports guy or girl, if you look at my stats, I should be dead or in jail. It's the shit I've been through, the shit that I've done in my life. But by the grace of God and just making smarter decisions, I've been able to inspire people by my life, not by words. I can say something all day, but when people really sit down and have a conversation and they really find out all the shit that I've been through, they be like, nigga, I had no idea. You're such a positive
13, all that.
I've been shot at.
Yeah.
I mean, I get y'all the short story. If I told you all the shit I've been, you'd be like, God damn, nigga, how you ain't getting high? Nigga, you so fucking
right.
I think that's your whole the aspect. When I look at you, I say, man, you didn't stop speaking as you got bigger and bigger.
Never.
What I mean by that public speaking and philanthropy work, and I'm gonna tell you something. If I was your man, my advice would be more, and you surpass that. So now I'm gonna keep speaking. I'm a public speak. You speak at civil rights joints. You speak everywhere. And a lot of people get scared when they get success. They start trying to, say, I'm not gonna buck this. I'm not gonna push against the machine. And when you do that, I'm telling you, it gives so many people inspiration to know that somebody listen to every day on the radio, right? Ain't gonna just talk on the radio.
Nah.
You'll come out here to the block, to the hood, and speak to the kids and the schools you got going on. I was like, damn, I said, man, he doing a lot, man. Even when I walked the door, I said, damn, he really is here. We're gonna do something tonight.
I appreciate it.
No question.
I'm a man of my word, man. If I give you my word, you can take it to the bank. You ain't gotta question it, man. That's all we have is our word and our balls. I know it sounds cliche,
for sure.
I'm old school.
And our relationships.
Hear that, Jane? We got our word and our balls.
That's the truth.
They can't take them.
We're not gonna start this tonight. We're not doing this tonight.
With that being said, we're gonna close out with the word of the fruit. What were you saying? The vitamin. Yeah.
Vitamins.
I like that. That's a good way to close it out. Yeah, fruit, vitamins, apples, oranges, and vegetables. Okay, a lot of broccoli.
Y'all look funny. I like you. At least you got like a little love hate relationship.
No question. That's my buddy, man.
It goes from here to there, to there. I just be over here. I stay out the way. That's why I'm in my little corner.
Bullets not flying this way.
Yeah, when she come in, I got a little bag of pebbles. I just throw rocks until she say something mean to me. I be like, okay, now we woke. Let's go.
No, we appreciate you, man. Definitely. We know your time is very valuable again. Keep doing what you're doing on the radio, on the national scene with the kids, the philanthropy. I know I ain't got to tell you to keep going because that's just in you. That's like I said, I don't know how you do it, and I don't know if you know how you do it, but you do it.
I appreciate it.
Born with it,
and it's an inspiration to me when I see. I'm like, God damn, Quicksilva at 6 o'clock in the morning working out. All right, let me get the fuck up.
Oh yeah, I'm watching the workout.
All right, and then he went here, and then he went here. It's like, all right, I gotta work harder.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's motivation for all of us, man. And you're a positive Black person,
family man, kids, married,
doing your thing.
That's what
and
I'm talking
we're
about.
just you're just getting started for real, like you said, still young.
Did it all.
The next 10, 15, 20 years, I can't wait to see. From when I met you to now, and from now to then, I can't wait to see where it goes, man. It's really exciting to be, your friend, and I appreciate you being here, man.
I appreciate it.
You.
Appreciate you, champ.
So I'm gonna give y'all
give us a vitamin.
There we go.
And this is one that I've given 1 million times, but I love to do it over and over again on purpose. If you ask me what my principles are, if anybody knows me, I preach 3 things: hard work, dedication, and consistency. Right? And I've been talking about hard work, dedication, and consistency for decades now. But the one word that's the most important there is consistency. A lot of people are good at their jobs. They're just not consistent. A lot of people have creative ideas. They're just not consistent. A lot of people start podcasts. They're just not consistent. Consistency separates the goods from the greats. Consistency. Your talent is important. Your hustle is important. All that's important. But you have to be consistent, because if you do anything long enough, you become great at it.
That's right.
That's right. You realize that's for good or bad. If you do anything long enough, you become great at it. So I would tell anybody, whether it's y'all or anybody that's listening or watching, work on being consistent. A lot of people, and this is the funny part about consistency. Most of us know when we're not consistent. We know we're not.
Absolutely.
We know we bullshit. That's right. Like, we don't want to admit it or get caught out. But you know when you bullshit.
That's right.
But when, great things happen when you do it when you don't feel like it. It's easy to get up and work out when all my friends are in it's workout time.
Yeah.
But are you gonna give that same effort when it's just you in the gym by yourself?
My man.
When you get that same effort when nobody's watching, when nobody's clapping.
Nobody's
we
watching.
live in a generation of social media. We do everything for likes, everything. So it's for likes and followers. And now everything that I do is I gauge it on how many likes and followers can I get.
Right.
Well, are you going to do that same work when you don't get no likes and followers?
That's right.
Most people in this generation answers no. They literally post for an algorithm because they hope that post goes viral.
Yeah.
They don't post what they like anymore.
Yeah.
Literally people don't post. They post what I think other people want to see.
are going to like.
And I hope that this gets some likes.
And then they'll take it down.
Right. If it don't, I'll take it down because they get enough likes and views.
Right.
No. Be consistent, because the consistency separates the goods from the greats. And if anybody
100%.
can say anything about Quick, whether you love me, hate me, or whatever, support me, nobody can say that Quick hasn't been consistent.
Absolutely.
Over the last 30 years.
Agreed.
And what keeps me going up a level every year is my consistency.
I agree 100%.
And that's your vitamin of the day.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you.
That's a fact.
We'll leave it on that.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all. Once again, Smoking Tingz podcast, YouTube.
Mocha
catch
Fest
us.
next up.
Mocha
Oh,
Fest
man,
coming.
yeah.
Catch us at
Where's that?
1942 on
Where's
Wednesday.
that next week?
Jamaica.
Oh, Jamaica.
We're in Montego Bay and the Grill, so we're doing.
Every day a new day, move things, do things like my life a movie. Hey. Every day new day, move things, do things like my life a movie. Hey. Every day a new day, move things, do things like my life a movie. Hey. Every day new day, move things, do things like my life a movie. Hey. Pull up in a big man range, straight to the stage, make a big man play. Trade 5 others, our big man.